Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today it's time for all you Aries people out there. It is your season and we have made a palette. I have made a palette and I think this is probably my favourite palette I've made for the Zodiac series and possibly out of my monthly series that I done last year, apart from April because the purple and yellow was still one of my faves. But this palette is very me. I'm loving it. This look, I'm feeling it. I love it. So without delaying anymore, Aries people, here is your palette. Isn't she just beautiful? So for Aries, it's a fire sign. It's all those warm, strong, intense colours. It's all about intensity. And yeah, this is the colour story that came out and I just loved it. So as I said in my previous Zodiac BYOPs, build your own palettes, I have gone through different websites, different things, Instagram posts, anything that kind of had anything to do with like colours associated with zodiac signs. I compiled it all together, made a list of all the shades for each one and created palettes. So here we are. It's just a bit of fun, just another reason to make palettes and another theme to go for. But this is our Aries palette. So for Aries, I'm going to pop up my swatches now as I'm talking. For Aries, we have got obviously red, big one. Mustard, which I was like, yes, I'm liking that. I like that for an Aries. Camel, like a camel brown, like a warm kind of darker than tan brown. Bit warmer than the mustard shade. We've got eggplant or aubergine. So purpled, pewter, which was interesting to me, rust shades and a reddish orange as well. So for my palette, I obviously had to do the red. I done more of an orange because with the red being there, I don't need a red orange. Orange will sit better. The multi-chrome I chose here is that kind of rusty sort of shade here. I used the shade that is literally called Camel from Dominatrix because it's perfect. And I used a kind of antique gold as the mustard. That's the vibe I was going for. The pewter shade I have down here, it's a tiny bit more green than I like, but it's the only pewter I had. And then aubergine eggplant would be this one down here, Taboo from Makeup Geek. But I have the purple there to make it a little bit more purple because on the eye it can look a bit dark and not very eggplanty. With a bit of purple to blend out, it looks more eggplanty. So here is our palette. It's so exciting. When I put it together, I was like, oh, I'm feeling this one. Definitely feeling. The other ones have been more like a surprise. Like, oh, I wasn't expecting to like that. Oh, that colour story actually really does go together. This one, I'm so excited for. Just before we get into the two looks using our Aries palette, my Instagram is linked down below where I post all the up close eye pictures and full face pictures of all of my looks. And my TikTok is down there for a little bit of extra content if you want to go give both those a follow. Alrighty, let's not delay anymore. Let us see what these fiery colours can do for us and let's get into look number one. Alrighty guys, so here we are with the first look using the gorgeous Aries palette that I made. As I said in the beginning, I think this is my favourite so far. Obviously we've still another this is my third one. Still have another 9 to go. So we'll see if any others beat out this palette. But this is definitely my kind of vibe. I love it. What I'm thinking today though is to use the kind of eggplant purple shades. A little bit of the camel in the inner part of the crease. And then the mustard gold on the lid. And the pewter shade on the inner corner. Something a little bit grungy. Something a little bit fun. Still has a bit of colour to it. It's going to be nice. At the minute, I just have my foundation on, my brows on, my eyeshadow primer on because I'm kind of going back to my old way of doing makeup where I do my foundation, leave all my concealer and everything else off, just do my brows and my eyes. And then when I get to my under eye kind of thing or blending out my under eye, that's when I put my concealer on just before that. And it just limits the fall down a little bit. And I done it in my palette bingo and it worked really well. So that's what I'm going to do. So to start, we're going to take the Makeup Geek shade in Taboo, which is this gorgeous, it looks almost black, but it's not. It is a purple, dark purple. And I'm going to take a Makeup Geek brush. This is pointed crease brush. I know you can't get these anymore, but I have them. So here we are. So we're just going to start by placing this. Now I only really want this shade here to darken and then use the purple to blend it. And have the purple be a little bit more focused because I do want a nice pop of that purple shade. So I'm only placing it in the crease where I want it to be, and I'm only going about halfway through the crease because I'm going to use that camel shade on the inner corner, inner crease, not inner corner, the inner crease. So not blending it out at all, just placing the shade. And then I'm just picking up that same shade on a B2 brush from Blend Bunny, just a small little pencil brush. And I just want to run some of this along my lower lash line, just to get that started, and I'll be kind of leaving the lower lash line alone from now because I won't blend or do my inner part because I'm going to do that with the camel shade until after I've done my concealer, because then I can blend down further with my concealer on. But this has gone about 2/3 of the way in, and I'm gonna kind of round it with this because my second look I want to do very wingy, so I'm gonna kind of go rounded with this one. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with 375 from Inglot, this gorgeous purple, and we're gonna use this to blend. I'm gonna take a 217S from MAC, just kind of pinched fluffy brush, and I'm gonna start by like stamping over the edge of that darker shade just to get a nice pigment stuck down, because the Inglot shades are a little bit more, you have to kind of build them a little bit more. Don't mind this little outer part here because obviously this is not set here, so when I do my further blend, once my concealer, powder and all that kind of stuff is on, this will soften a little bit. But just get your colours where you want them to be and start your blend going. Then I'm just going to take a clean big fluffy brush. This is a BB202 brush from Beauty Bay, and just around the very edge of that purple, start softening, and you can go back and forth between the bright purple and the clean brush just to get a nice soft gradient. Okay, I've got another 217S from MAC because I kind of like this shape for in here. We're going to do this inner part of the crease now. I'm going to take the shade Camel from Glaminatrix, and this kind of shade, because it has that like yellowy tone to it, is not going to blend well with the purple, so just be careful. Almost just place them side by side and maybe try to blend them, but not really. Don't over blend because it will go muddy. But the muddiness doesn't hurt because it is a bit grungy, so you can kind of find your balance between the two. But I'm going to place this first on this inner part in here where I want it to be mostly. I'm not touching off the purple yet. And then as I'm going into the purple, I'm just, oh, like that. Because once everything else is on, it will look blended then. So something like that. Now I'm going to go into some shimmers, and we're going to use our NYX glitter primer as always. And I'm just taking that on a 239 from MAC, just like a flat brush. Any flat brush will do. And I'm just gonna start placing that over the lid in a thin layer. Okay, just where I want the gold to be, that's where the glitter primer is going to be. So now we're going to go in with the gold and take 404 from Inglot. And it's just a classic deep dark metallic gold, kind of like an antique gold as well, but it gives that mustard tone. And I love like these kind of tones together, like the purple with the gold, or purple with yellow, or purple with mustard in particular. I think it just gives a real nice contrast that still works really well together. So like that is beautiful. Oh my god, gorgeous. Okay, let's do a fallout test. Not too bad, there is some, but not too bad. I'm gonna jump off. I'm going to do my concealer and my powder, and when I come back then we'll finish off the under eyes, inner corner, all that jazz. It's going to be nice and fun. Okay, so skin is a little bit more complete. I don't have any colour bits on, so I'm very much a blank canvas right now. But we're going to blend out my lower lash line and add a little bit of that camel shade on the inner part of the lower lash line. So I'm just going to go back in my 217 that I used for the purple shade. I'm going to pick up a little bit more of that brighter purple, and we are going to go and just start softening out the edge of this purple, connecting the blend out here. And then for the inner part, just in here, not the inner corner because I'm going to use the pewter shade in there, but I'm going to use a little bit of the camel shade, and this is going to be on a Singe Beauty E04 brush, just a small little flat brush, and I'm just going to place that right on that inner part in here. Again, just very slightly wiggle where it meets the purple. Okay, and then our last little step, we're going to take the shade Bashful from Colourpop, which it's kind of like a silver gold olive sort of tone, and I'm going to pop that. This is my pewter shade. This is close to a pewter shade as I have, because a pewter shade is kind of like a grey gold. Not like a silver gold, it's like a grey gold. That's the kind of idea of a pewter. And I'm just taking this on a Glam Light brush. It's just another small little flat brush. And that is just going to be my inner corner highlight. So just give this kind of like off gold sort of shade on that inner corner. Again, just adds to the grunginess. Okay, that is the look done. I'm very happy with this. I cannot wait to use a certain blush that I'm going to use for this. I think it's going to go very well with this look. So I'm going to jump off. I'm going to finish off my eyes with some liner, mascara, lashes, that kind of thing. My cheeks and a nice lip. I might do a mustard lip just because it'll go with the look. And I'll come back and let you know what I used on the rest of the face. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I'm in love. I love this. This is very me. This would be me going out. This is my kind of vibe if I'm going out somewhere, which I'm actually going out tomorrow night. And I might do a look like this. Maybe. I may bring my Aries palette to my boyfriend's house so I can get ready to go out. So let me go through everything that I used on my face. To finish off the eyes, I went in with my NYX Epic Wear liner stick in gold plated because it's kind of the same sort of gold as what's on the lid. And I just popped that on my waterline too. It kind of opens up the eye but still gives a colour, and it's still a little bit grungy as well. My mascara then is my KVD Beauty Go Big or Go Home mascara, and then my lashes are the Cash Beauty Charm lashes. They're not super dramatic, but they're still dramatic enough to hold a look like this. Onto cheeks, you'd be shocked to know I used a powder bronzer and powder blush. Are we shocked? Because all I've been using is liquids and creams. But I used my Juvia's Place Bronze Duo in light, and I just used the lightest shade in that as well. We're not quite here yet, but hopefully during the summer, at the end of June, I will be more able to use that shade when I go to Tenerife. For blush, my first time using this, and don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the get ready with me using new products video that I want to do, but I do have another blush for it, but this one I was like, this is too perfect to not use in this look. I use my Give Me Glow Dream Blush in the shade Hey Honey. Is that not the most perfect shade for this look? Now I will say, for my pale girls out there, she is strong, so I got scared. So just go in with a very light hand. I kind of tapped a lot of it off on my hand, like I'd tap in and tap off on my hands just to make sure I have a bit of control. But oh my god, this is like exactly kind of what I wanted in the blushes I've been looking for, those kind of yellowy orangey sort of tones. Gorgeous. And then for highlights, kind of tie in with those yellowy sort of tones, but it's not really too yellow, but it kind of has that like vibe. The Kaleidos Space Age highlighter in Ray Rider. It's a champagne, classic champagne, gorgeous, shiny, beautiful glow. And I just pop that over to add a highlight. And then for lips, nice and simple, I went in with my Unearthly Cosmetics liquid lipstick in Jeanette, which is that kind of mustardy sort of colour. It's time with the mustard for the theme of the month. So that is it. That is look number 1 with the gorgeous Aries palette. I'm so excited about this palette. This is when I put the colours like in the palette and I was like, these are the colours I'm going to go for. Instantly this was the first look I thought of, so I was like, we'll do this as the first one, and then obviously I'm going to do a very fiery look because Aries is a fire sign. But yeah, I'm so excited to get more into it, and we've also got a multi-chrome to play with down here, which is going to be exciting. So we're going to be in a fiery sort of look for look number 2, so let us see what we do for that look number 2. Okay guys, so we are going to get into look number 2 with the gorgeous Aries palette, and we're going to play with all those fiery reds, this gorgeous rusty multi-chrome that I have here. I'm going to do quite a winged out sort of shape with the reds and oranges in the crease, this on the lid, and then this like kind of soft gold in the inner corner. That's the vibe. Do I want to do a cut crease? I don't know, but we'll figure it out as we go. So on my face right now, I've just got my foundation on, my brows on, and my eyeshadow primer on, because I've been very much into just doing this much, and then if I have any fallout I can wipe it away and not have to worry about it, and then do my concealer after. So let us get started. Okay, so to start we are going to take a Singe Beauty E02 brush, just a skinny fluffy brush, and I'm going to take Bozite or Boite, I don't know how to say this name, from Glaminatrix, and it's just a classic red shade, and I'm going to pop that into the kind of crease outer corner, so just out like this, and then I'm going to slightly pull that out a little bit, but not too much, because once I start blending it will pull out a little bit more, and I'm not going to be doing my like final blend until I've got my concealer on. So this is just kind of mapping everything out for me, just on the outer corner, and then bringing that through the crease. You can go in as far as you want to, so the shape should look something like that. And I'm taking that same red shade because I want to do the beginning of my lower lash line, but I'll blend out my lower lash line again after my concealer is on. This is just a Glam Light Nightmare on Elm Street brush, just a little pencil brush. It's got the little blood in it, it's very cool. And that is going to go along my lower lash line, connecting on the outer corner as always. I'm just bring that the whole way across, I think. Okay, so just for the kind of blend up top, again, I'm not going to blend my lower lash line just yet. I'm going to take Brady from Colourpop, this gorgeous strong orange. And this is going to be on a Singe Beauty E06 brush, which is like a pinched big fluffy brush. The pinchness kind of gives it a little bit more of a sturdy sort of application, so the brush doesn't like be flimsy and moving all around. This is just going to go in and start blending out those edges. And then once I'm out here, I'm going to start pulling the orange shade out a little bit more. And I'm bringing mine out quite far because my eyes are very round that in order for it to look very wingy on me, it has to be brought out a little bit further. Okay, this is one of those trust the process kind of looks, definitely. What I'm going to do now though is just go in with Taboo, that really deep shade. I just want to take a little bit of that, and I'm just using that same small little fluffy brush that I used for the red. And just in this corner, I want to just deepen slightly, just to give it a little bit more depth with these colours. Sometimes reds can be very like, they look just like stuck on your face. I think adding a little bit more depth grounds it a little bit more. And then just going back with a little bit more of the orange. I actually didn't even pick up anymore. I've just gone in with whatever's on the brush, just to get that nice gradient in between the red, orange and that dark Taboo shade. And as I said, I'm not worried about like anything along here yet until I have my concealer on. I just want to get all my colours on so I have no fallout. Okay, so now onto some shimmers. We're going to use our NYX glitter primer as usual. And this is just a V Cosmetics little flat brush just to get a nice application of that multi-chrome. And just taking a small little bit of the glitter primer and just over the lid apply some of that to give a nice sticky base for all the shimmer to stick to. Okay, so now glitter primer is on, ready to go for Centauri, our gorgeous rusty multi-chrome that kind of shifts from like a orange copper to a like pinky red into like a green as well. It's beautiful, and I just think it's going to match these colours really well, and also in certain lights contrast with these colours really well, so that's why I picked this one. This is going to go all over the lid. It is going to be a bit darker than this part of the crease, that's why I added that dark shade in the outer part. How beautiful is that colour? Oh my god, I love it. Okay, so now because that is a darker shade than the parts of the crease, I'm going to take a mix of the Taboo shade and the red shade, and I'm just going to dab that on the skinny fluffy brush that we used at the very beginning, just over where it meets. I'm not going to do a cut crease because it is, as I said, darker. Cut crease is better when it's a bit lighter on the lid, so we're just going to get a nice blend, and then just whatever's left on the brush just around this edge here where the shimmer meets the mattes, just to soften that line. Oh yeah, it's fiery, it's gorgeous, it's dramatic, it's everything that, from what I slightly know of and what I hear of Aries, it's what they are. And now just because I put a little bit of that darker shade on the outer corner that I wasn't initially planning on doing, but then I did and now I love, I'm going to take a little bit more of that dark Taboo shade on the little pencil brush I used earlier. So it's kind of a mix of this and the red, and I'm just going to pop some of that along mostly the outer part of the lower lash line, right into the lashes, and connecting that on the outer corner as well. So I have all this on. This is kind of like the bulk of my colours that I'm going to use apart from my blending now. So I'm going to jump off. I'm going to tidy that up. Reds are almost as bad as black eyeshadow because it just tints this, well, my skin, because I'm so pale, it tints the skin so much. So I'm going to jump off. I'm going to tidy my under eye. I'm going to do my concealer, powder, that sort of thing, and then we'll come back in to blend and inner corner highlight. Okay, skin is done apart from obviously like my blush and my bronzer and things like that, but I'll do that afterwards. But my base is basically on, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brush. It's another Nightmare on Elm Street brush from Glamlight, and it's just a big paddle brush, like flat paddle brush, and I'm going to take a little bit more of the Bratty shade, the orange, and I'm just going to use that to soften around the edges of the red along the lower lash, just to get the blends similar to what we have on top. And I'm just blending along this edge here because I don't really want it to be harsh out here. I know it looked harsh because of when I cleaned up, but I want this to soften as well. You can see the difference. It's a lot more kind of smoky and just a bit more airbrush looking. Okay, so our last little step for this look, we're going to take Magic Act, and this is a foil shadow from Makeup Geek, just a soft, not quite champagne, it's not that light, it is does definitely have colour in it, but just a soft gold. And that is going to go on a Real Techniques, what is this one? Detailer brush, so it's like a little lip brush. And that's going to be my inner corner highlight for the look. Okay, so that is the look done. I'm going to jump off. I'm going to finish off my eyes. I'm going to do my cheeks and my lip. I might do a dark red lip just for the drama. Just for the drama of it all. I think I'll do a dark lip. So I'm going to jump off, do all that, and I'll let you know what I used when I come back. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. I love this. I just love it. I think it's so pretty. So let me go through everything that I used on my face. So to finish off the eyes, quite simple. I just went in with my Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal liner in Bordeaux. That kind of really dark blood red sort of liner. Just on my waterline, just to kind of tie in with that darkened red lower lash. My mascara then is my KVD Go Big or Go Home mascara, which is nearly done. I'm definitely on the last legs of this. And then my lashes, I wanted really dramatic to go with the shape of these eyes. So I went in with my Cash Beauty Crystal Nights lashes in the style Solstice. So they're kind of spiky but very flared. So they just give a really nice winged effect and keep the drama of the look. Onto cheeks then. For bronzer, I went in one I haven't used in a while. This is the Nabla Skin Bronzing Powder in Ambra. Because I wanted something warm. I wanted all warm for this because of all the reds going on. I didn't want it to go too cool or too neutral. Warm bronzer. My blush, my red blush, obviously. I went in with my Glamlight Ghost Face blush. She's red and she's very red, so you have to go very, very soft. I usually tap off on the back of my hand to make sure I don't apply too much on my pale skin, but it's actually such a gorgeous blush. And then for highlight, I wanted something with that kind of reddish tone in it for like a duochrome or multi-chrome highlighter like this one. And this is the Unearthly Cosmetics Low Light Highlighter in, what is it? Spellbinding. This one here. Because it kind of has that pink red kind of gold shift in it. And it gives a nice highlight to tie in with the eyes. And then for lips, I wanted red, but I wanted dark red, but I didn't want burgundy, if that makes sense. So I went in first with my lip pencil. This is the burgundy lip pencil from MAC, but I just wanted it for a bit of depth and shape, so it's not like hugely for the colour, it was more just the shape. And in this, I haven't used this in so long, and I put it on my, I swatched it on my hand and I was like, this is exactly the colour that I want. So this is the Lunar Beauty liquid lipstick in the shade Witch Bitch, and it's just the most perfect dark red, deep red, bricky red. It's gorgeous. I love it so much. So that is the lip, and I think it goes so well with the eyes. So that is it. That is our Aries second look using our Aries Build Your Own palette. I love this. This definitely is my favourite one so far because it's got the bit of grunge, it's got the fiery drama to it. I love the contrast in colours, I love the difference in the colours. I think this is my favourite Zodiac so far. I kind of loved both Pisces and Aquarius the same, but this now has taken over because it's just that little bit more dramatic, and I love dramatic makeup. So yeah, I love this. I hope all you guys like it. I hope all you Aries people out there love it. So I want to know down in the comments below, which is your favourite look from this video and what do you think of the palette? If you are an Aries, please let me know what you think of the palette down below and who's excited for Taurus. If you did like this video, give me a big thumbs up down below. It's the quickest, simplest and easiest way to give me a little bit of support. Get me around for people and also let me know that you like the video, and I will continue to do many more. And don't forget to subscribe down below to see many more videos coming. As I said, we've got Taurus in our next Build Your Own palette. We have got some more. I've done a lot of like the Nomad Fairy Tale Euro palette, which I've been loving playing with, by the way. But we have other palettes to play with now as well. So hopefully we can get more into those, some more two looks and palettes, some first impressions of new palettes that I haven't, not new palettes, but like palettes I haven't tried yet in my collection. So hit subscribe down below to see all that. And as I said in the beginning, my Instagram is linked down below. I'll post all the up close eye pictures and full face pictures of all of my looks, and my TikTok is down there for a little bit of extra content if you want to go give both of those a follow. So that is it. That is Aries done. We've another Zodiac down and in the bag. So I will see you in the next video, guys.